Okay, we are on.
We're recording.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good evening around the world.
Yeah, well,
everywhere.
good evening in Kuala Lumpur.
Hello.
Yeah. But anyway, we are very happy to have Willing and Casey on this morning. They are in where?
Penang,
Yeah.
Penang, Malaysia.
Penang.
Oh, Penang, not
Penang.
KL. Oh, I keep forgetting they're in KL.
Yeah.
Penang. Penang is a very nice place. We really enjoyed visiting there. Nice scenery, nice everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Nice
need to
food.
do some
Nice
tour
food.
next time.
Yeah,
If
we need to go back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We don't know when.
But anyway, welcome, Willing and Casey. Okay, let's get started. And would you please tell us something about yourselves? Who's going to go first? Casey?
Yeah, we're going to go alternate AB. Hi, everybody. I'm Casey, and
I'm Willing.
this is Willing. We are from the Pearl of the Orient, that's called Penang Island in Malaysia. Hello, everybody. And both of us, we were engineers 17 years ago when we started New Skin business. How we met each other was actually way back when we were in high school. So we're not going to tell our daughter that we actually, because we tell our daughter that no dating until after 20 years old. But we started we started off like 19, I think.
Oh.
So we knew each other from high school, and we started dating back in 19, even before we entered college. Okay, so we started off having the same formula like everybody else, that is to work hard, find a good job, marry a good husband, and that's how success is supposed to be. So I studied chemical engineering in Australia, and he did his mechanical engineering in University of Austin in US.
So what kind of engineering? Mechanical?
No, she's a chemical engineer.
Chemical?
Yeah.
She was a smarter one. Chemical engineering made more money.
Wow. But you two had a long distance far away, right? One in US, one in Australia. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we have a long distance relationship for 7 years.
7 years. 7 years. We were separated for 7 years.
Wow. I have to say, chemical engineers are very intelligent.
You're right.
And that's not good for New Skin. I'll share later on.
Yeah, I was a chemical engineer too, okay?
Yeah, I know. PhD.
Yeah.
Well, I wind up being a lawyer and then a new skin distributor, okay? So see what happens when you're a chemical engineer. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
But we
Wow.
had fun playing around with the chemicals.
Yeah. Well, I never worked a day as a chemical engineer.
Oh.
That's much.
Yeah, went and got his PhD, had a lab, and now that building is gone. They built
it's
a
still
brand new,
there.
It's
It's
a
still
brand
there.
new building. Yeah, behind it.
Yeah. Anyway, I was a chemical engineer for that matter. I mean, I had 3 degrees in chemical engineering. Never worked a day as a chemical engineer.
Wow.
Some lesson there. I don't know what. Okay. But anyway, all right. Willing, what did you do?
I like you said, I'm a mechanical engineer. My dream was to make robots, but had to downgrade that to mechanical engineering, because Cornell couldn't accept me. So I came back, and we both worked for Motorola. She worked for Intel, and then was brought over by me to Motorola, and then I was there for about 13 years in Motorola. 13 years. When I left, I was an engineering manager when I left Motorola, but again, I was already doing New Skin part-time for 4.5 years at that time.
Wow.
So both engineers. That's
Wow.
Right.
Engineering family. Yeah, that's good. That is very
Can you
good.
imagine the conversation at home? It'd be probably engineering stuff. Huh?
No, we don't talk about work at home.
When we work in Motorola, we were in the same department. I designed the batteries for the phones. She qualified the cells inside the batteries. So like
Whoa.
upstream, downstream.
We had the same boss.
So, well, okay, husband and wife team working on
Same project.
Same
That's-
project.
Same project.
So do you ever argue? Says, you know, your upstream stuff, you need some update.
Hurry up.
Yeah, get with it, right?
Well, you know, something that is, you know, she was in quality and safety. So she had to make sure the cells are very safe before we can use them. And, and I think that safety mindset kind of brought into, you know, New Skin and the products, the quality and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
hey. You
I
know.
was very impressed with New Skin's philosophy of all of the good, none of the bad, because I had a baby at 2 years old, and I was very careful when it comes to using products and all that, even baby products, you know, I look into ingredients and all that. So when I saw New Skin has the philosophy, I was so surprised because it says none of the bad, you know, not to say all of the good is not good, but everybody say that they are good. So what's the big deal? But when it says that it is none of the bad, I was taken aback, and I want to look into this brand of products. And it turns out to be good, and it passed my stringent expectations.
Your test. Wow.
Yeah, so I started to use the product.
Yeah, okay, now,
Yeah.
let's go back a little bit. Who encountered New Skin first?
Okay, so she encountered New Skin first because her sister-in-law was the one who introduced us. Okay, no, not my sister. No, her sister introduced us. And me being me, I totally didn't want to be involved at all. I was just, you know, I just didn't, you know, ignored everything. So yeah, she was the first one. But when we were invited to a presentation, and the story is that my sister-in-law, which is Stephanie, you know, was trying to get us into the business. But both of us was very, you know, we no, come on, New Skin, you know, we're engineers, you know, come on, you know what, New Skin. And so she said that she's coming to Penang, from KL to Penang for a presentation. First time, told her. And then she said, well, it's the first time she's doing a presentation. I think we should go and support lah, you know, show face. And she made more money, so I said, okay, I'll listen to her. No, that's kidding. So we went. I mean, and we didn't really care much, right? So I was wearing a t-shirt and shorts and slippers to a very small room, and where everyone else was wearing, you know,
Wow.
very formal. And so I was waiting for Stephanie to give a speech. She did, but she only spoke for 2 minutes. And I was like, what? I came all the way to listen to 2 minutes? And so, you know, so I felt a little bit like, you know, a bit tricked a little bit, you know, so, and the next speaker, which was Eddie and Margaret, right? So COE, Eddie and Margaret. So he came up and shared. And so after 45 minutes of his sharing, I turned around and I said, hey, this makes sense, you know? And let's give it a try. Let's find out more, you know? But as I was holding my hand up to say, yes, I'd like to know more, she would be like, you know,
No way, you're not going to do this.
You know,
Don't embarrass me, right? Don't embarrass me.
and I said, it makes sense, you know. And so I said, if we do this, you know, in 2 years, you don't have to work anymore. And that was the, you know, kind of like the idea.
He was trying to trick me into doing a part-time business because I was sort of complaining about not having enough time to spend with our daughter, who was 2 years old at that time. So I was contemplating to resign from my engineering job and not working and, you know, be a full-time mom. So he's smart enough to get us into this and then pass this business to me so that I don't have to ask for pocket money from him. That's the smart one.
He said you make more money, so why would you ask him for money?
If I resign from my job, then, you know, there'll be zero income.
So that was that's when you say Liz got involved, but that's kind of how she knew. And then, you know, when we went to the presentation, then we saw something that was, you know, say, hey, this is a way, this is an escape route, man, you know. And that's how we kind of got to do the business.
So now, when you first, after you look at New Skin, did you try the products?
Yeah. Actually, I thought that the product is too good to be true. I tried Life Pack, and I've been looking around for supplements. I would look for a supplement and check the ingredients for half an hour before I decide, right? But when I look into Life Pack ingredient and the philosophy behind it and all that, I was so impressed. And I thought that this is too good to be true. And the product is not expensive. And the other products, the skincare and all that, I started with just basic skincare, but I could even see a difference with such a basic, you know, Nutri-Essential set. So I thought that the product is pretty good, and all we need to do is to share good things with people. So in fact, I have friends who started to see my difference even after using Nutri-Essential skincare. You know, so I thought that maybe the product worked. Okay? But I did not admit that I wanted to do the business. The 5% 6 level sounds too good to be true. But frankly speaking, it also scared me that, wow, you know, it is going to be something so exciting and all that. So luckily, I could not convince him not to do the business, because he said that, you know, we have nothing to lose. Why don't we give it a try? So we went along, half being pulled and half being pushed. And that's how we started the business.
Wow.
Nothing to lose. Why not?
Yeah.
Well, that's one common thought, isn't it? No downside, really. You know, the products are good, so you invest some time, but you know, that's about it, right?
Yeah.
That's very good. So who started the business? I guess Casey started business first, or Willing started business?
Well, yeah, well, you know, I said,
He decided.
I decided to do the business, and then, you know, so she probably had no choice but to come along, I guess.
I'm a very supportive wife.
I guess, you know, it was good that in terms of our personality wise, it's like, you know, let's go do it. And then, you know, she's more of a detailed person. And well, what happens if we, and it works out that way, I think. But sometimes when you don't look at the details so much and go ahead and, you know, and do it, that's what you need to get things started, you know, to have that initial excitement. Say, hey, this can work, you know, let's give it a try. There's nothing to lose.
Yeah, to me, doing a business, especially when it involves sales and all that, it is not our cup of tea. And frankly speaking, apart from a little bit complaint here and there about not having enough time to spend with our kids, we are quite comfortable income-wise. So to me, we do not have a big reason to want to do the business, but we were so inspired by some of our mentors, our uplines like Tai Chi and Carissa, their lifestyle, how they could do charity, how they could travel the world, how they could go for honeymoon for so long, so many months and all that. So to us, what drove us was the freedom, the uncommon freedom that we could find in this business. Yeah. So I guess when it took us a while to really understand that 5% 6 level, what does it mean? And there's no ceiling, and the upside of it and all that. It took me about 9 months. You know, before that we were like struggling a little bit here and there, but once we truly understand that about the commission plan, we were so excited, and there was no turning back.
I think, you know, I kind of wrote down some points as to, you know, because I think this question will be pretty common, as why would the professionals want to do this, both of them. And I think one of the initial things, you know, because I look back many years and think, well, why did I start in the first place? And of course, when you first start, everything's a blur, so, you know, you forget many things. But looking back, I realized that, you know, one of the tick marks was that it was part-time. It wasn't like you need to quit. It didn't have to make a big commitment. It was part-time, you know. So if it's part-time, it's not going to hurt your job. Well, there's nothing to lose if it's part-time. You have some time a little bit, and why not? So that was the tick mark. So good. And the hesitation to start, in the sense that, oh my God, this is network marketing or direct selling, I think was the fact that a lot of people who are doing it, which surprised us, was that there was a large percentage of professionals already doing it. So prior to coming in, it was like network marketing, not for professionals. And, we're professionals, we shouldn't be doing it. We don't need to do it because, we have a job. But when we went to the presentation, we realized, wow, there is, a exceedingly large amount of professionals who are doing it. And that kind of changed my mind a little bit, I remember, and always remember this, Eddie, COE Eddie said that in the industry of network marketing, 35% of the people who do it are professionals. I was already very, surprised by that number. That means in general, 1/3. I was thinking maybe 10 to 20%. But then he said, the next thing which blew me away was, but in New Skin, 58% of the people who do it are professionals. And I said, well, that's almost double. And why would professionals choose New Skin over everything else? And that kind of made me think a little bit and made me want to find out more about why does New Skin attract so many. And when I saw the facts and the details and everything, I said, hey, that kind of matches, my thinking, matches my values, matches my principles. And so that was another tick mark, right? And so those were the kind of things that kind of initially broke down the barriers that, kind of make people, make me want to start, because I can do it part-time. And, the cost to using it was very low. We use it anyway. So yeah, why not? So those were the things that kind of helped, get us started.
Right. Well, precisely, we started part-time too.
Yeah.
Most people, I don't know, I wonder why people think that we ask them to look at New Skin, they think, oh, you want me to go into this full-time? No. Right? I mean, it takes time to build an organization. Most people don't think that way. I don't know why. Before they did anything, they say, okay, no. Right?
No, it's easier.
No,
it's an easier answer.
Yeah. I'm sure, you've gone through that too, rejection. A lot of people ask you, you guys are engineers.
And you want to do this?
You want to do this? But people that do this, they can't find a job. That's why they have to do this. And that's a thing that I think to all the people that we have talked to, interviewed, okay, everybody have faced that problem too.
Yeah.
Well,
after a while, when they realize that they do this so that they don't ever need a job, that's the thing that we want them to realize.
Best part. That is true.
No. Okay. Well, along those lines, how would you overcome people's attitude like this? Why are you doing this?
Actually, I was a very shy person. When people questioned me, I started to feel really not confident with myself. But I like New Skin's philosophy of being a force for good. And I asked myself, if I were to share a product or a business with a person, am I doing something good for the person? It is like doing a charity. Even when you are doing a charity, you're doing something good, you get rejection anyway. So I forced myself to share with people, because I know that it is something that it was good for me and it would be good for them, right? Helping another person to have more time with the kid, so that the kid will grow up, with parental, more parental love, because back in Malaysia, a lot of parents, both of them were working, and just like us before, we did not have time for kids, right? When we share with a person about TR90, would it help them, to be healthier, get rid of visceral fat and all that? So if the answer is yes, so with all this distraction and all the rejection, we keep moving on. So it was about helping one person at a time. Yeah. And knowing why we do this is very important. When I felt rejected, I would look at back then we just print out of my daughter's photo, and then if she reminds me why I'm working this hard for this, right? So understanding our why is very important. That's our motivation.
How old is your daughter now?
20.
What?
Oh,
So that was 17 years ago. So
Wow.
20. Yeah, we have another 4 and 6 year old, by the way.
We got another 2.
Uh-huh.
So one is 20, and then the younger one, the middle one is 6, and the youngest one is 4.
Wow.
was a big gap in between.
Yeah.
The days when you were an engineer, right? The years when you're an engineer.
Yeah, I see you on Facebook. That's why I said, I thought your daughter, and I said, 20? Wow. Because I remember your kids are young. Yeah. So you have like 2 generations.
Yeah, we have to tell people that it is from the same husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I think, the question of handling rejection. Yeah, I think for us is to, of course, knowing the why. And I think when people reject us, I think and there's always a reason why, and there's many schools of thought about how to handle it. One is, of course, you take time and you handle those questions, and the other one is just move on and find someone else. You can always do that. But for me, I definitely want to find out more if I can, because why they don't want. But I think in general, I think Casey used to say, as long as people understand what Nu Skin is, people will eventually do it. If they understand what Nu Skin is. And our goal is to find out what don't they understand, and then clarify that. But of course, coming from that, the people who reject us, we want to be like them. We want to see what they see, because if we stand by their side, then it's not much of a rejection of argument between both of them, but it really is how both of us see the same problem. And I think that takes some time to handle, but I think for a lot of people who are coming in and new in the business, a lot of times I try to understand why they reject and questions they have, and seek to kind of untie that knot. It takes time sometimes, but there's a sense of little pleasure as well, a sense of challenge as well, to help people untie that knot. Because looking back, I had the same knot. We all had the same knot, and then someone untied it. Someone showed us differently, and some different perspective, and it's, oh wow, I didn't realize it was like that. That's always a great moment to see.
The aha moment, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and well, I'm sure you have heard this before. When people reject you, it's not rejecting you. It's just you have to give them more information, explain the situation more clearly.
Right.
I guess. A lot of times we look at a prospect and wow, this person is so qualified to do this, except he doesn't know it, or she doesn't know anything about what we do.
Right.
And then you try to keep talking, and people get the, oh boy, what a pain. So okay, no, easy to say no. Okay, but if you sit down, and I guess it goes back to the thing about demo. If you can show them the products are good and bring results, and on top of that, these products can start a business for you.
Right.
Why not? Like you said, no downside.
No,
Right.
that's right.
Very little risk. If people will see that, we'll make our job is a lot easier, right? Instead of all this rejection.
Right.
I'm sure you guys gone through a lot of rejection. Almost everybody in this business, first thing they say is no. It's so easy to say no.
They don't even know what it is. They say
They
no.
don't know what it is, so they say no first.
Yeah,
That's the easiest thing to say.
that's right.
Because if you say a yes, there'll be a whole lot of things that they will have to handle.
Well, yeah, I guess we are Chinese or Asians, right? We don't say no in your face. So
To find an excuse.
we are busy.
Too busy.
We're busy. First time busy, second
Sounds
time
familiar.
busy.
Huh?
Sounds familiar, right? We're
Yeah.
busy.
Busy.
We don't know why we're so busy, but we're just busy.
Watching TV.
Okay, so no, leave me alone. I'm busy watching television. We're busy watching Korean drama on TV.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes it's timing as well, because a lot of people say no, and we said no for so many years until the right time came. Until we had a 2-year-old, and then when we started to realize our parents are not getting any younger, and and then when we have uncertainty like we have now, the timing kind of like accelerates people's acceptance and the curiosity, right? So just wait a while, be there, and then when the timing is right, you're still there, then hey, that's how things match a lot of times, right?
Yeah. I think so. I think
Yeah.
so. Timing. Yeah. Timing
If
is
you-
everything.
You don't approach them at the right time, it's kind of hard. To convince, to change their mind, when they don't know anything about this business, it's tough.
But you never know when the timing is, so you have to ask.
Yeah.
So that you will, that's so why the timing is right. You are there too,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
That's right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Very good. Oh, I forgot to mention, you are COE 1 now, right?
Yes, we're
Under
COE one. Thank you.
COE 2. From what you told us, earlier before we started this, open up to everybody, your group is doing extremely well.
So well, someone has what, a 44 block GD? Wow, that is amazing. And then her
Thank
goal
you.
is 50 block. Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
these few months, despite what, contrary to popular belief and what's happening in the economy, it's been very good actually for New Skin, and the whole organization, the whole team. We're very happy for a lot of our team members, because they're making a lot of money, especially during these times, and we're so happy for them. We're very proud of them. They work very hard, but we also have to thank New Skin for creating the opportunity and creating the incentives, and so to help us along the way. So it's been really good actually. So and I think it's not just in our group. I think in almost in general, Southeast Asia, I think they're doing very well, and
Yeah, I understand your sister's doing very well. Shami's doing very well.
Yes.
And
Everybody.
our groups in Singapore is doing well too.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone is doing. It's strange, in this kind of situation that we have to meet face to face, and and things look gloomy outside. That New Skin and this business, it's booming. It is.
I think possibly because of the COVID issue, and you cannot go out, so people all of a sudden think, what am I going to do? I can't go to work. Then if they have a restaurant, they can't have customers. If they have no customers, they can't pay their employee. How they going to hold up the restaurant? So then something happened to come in. Somebody told them about New Skin, and then they came, and then since they're stuck home anyway, might as well listen, right? Might as well join a Zoom call, and then there we are. Yeah. So if this opportunity come in, they would like it.
Yeah.
Actually, I was personally really because I didn't come from a business background, so I didn't know that I didn't really know that it was so tough to run a business, even with Malaysia shutting down, lockdown for 3 months. So many businesses closed down. I thought it's 3 months and they just need to close down. I mean, they just need to temporarily close down the business for 3 months. Continue to pay the employees, and pay the rentals and all that. But I was so surprised that so many businesses closed down just by not able to operate for 3 months, right? So it struck to us that, hey, we are so blessed that we are being covered. We are being covered from this, protected from this. Because we are in a New Skin where we did not have to pay any rental and all that. And when the government gave us just 1 day of notice to shut down for 3 months, that means all offices are not able to operate at all. The company was able to turn around in just 1 day, and everything went smoothly the second day, right? So business was as usual, except that we moved everything online. So we were so blessed, and we were so protected. And this gives a lot of people an alarm that looking for the secondary income is very important. We call it Plan B, right? And lots of employees are concerned about their jobs, businesses, they are concerned. There are a lot of budding entrepreneurs that came out because of this COVID period. I'm talking about they started to run their own business, sell food online, do a lot of stuff, very entrepreneurial stuff out there. So there are a lot of entrepreneurs who also get the chance to see how New Skin is, and with the boost energy and the whole thing, velocity plan and all that. A lot of people are looking for what we are offering. Yeah. So we are really, really blessed. Mm-hmm. We are able to offer what people need at this time.
That is true. That is true. I know.
I think that New Skin, the products, the people still want health. People still want to look healthy. People still want to, look beautiful. People still want wellness. So it's an ongoing, business and the product that people want. So it always makes sense in terms of you're choosing the right company or choosing New Skin or using New Skin or selling New Skin, is that the product is what people want. I think that's very important, and what people want every day.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a question here saying that was it smooth sailing from day one? If not, how did you overcome that?
Was it smooth sailing from day one? Well, no, of course not. Of course not. Any business is. There are days where she'll be crying. There are days where I'm thinking, why am I doing this? And there are days where we question, am I in the right, industry? There are days I question, am I in the right company? And days I question whether I'm, am I crazy? And the days where I question whether, did I fulfill, what my parents wanted me to become, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times is, your parents paid money and for you to go to school, and they paid a lot of money for us, to go to school, and you come back doing New Skin, and you're saying, so those were the things where you kind of question, and for a long time, parents were questioning, are you sure you don't need to find another job? Are you sure this company is going to be around? I heard something about marketing is not good. So it's going to be like this. I mean, but I think, sometimes when you ask me to think about all those times were bad, sometimes we can't remember them anymore.
That's
because
true.
They have been diluted by all the good things that are happening. They're diluted by the kind of amazing lifestyle that we have now. I'm not saying that we can spend as much as we want, but the time that we have now with the two kids is totally different than the time that we had with my first kid when I was working. So we wake up in the morning by the two kids, toddlers, running into our room and giving us a kiss in the morning and say good morning. So I'm thinking, what is that? What is that? Compared to any challenge? What is that worth to any challenge? I'm very blessed that I did for 4.5 years, and then I went full time or basically retired from working. And then I had at that time I was a Blue Diamond, but the income was sufficient enough for us to to not have to work, but we're still building the business. But my point is that when I started, my dad was 70, and I'm asking myself, when will we have time to spend time with our parents, right? Because they're not going to get any younger, I said. And so I'm very happy that, for the past 12, 13 years, I was able to spend time with my father. and our parents, my mother, and their parents as well, and that amount of time to spend and do anything that they want to do, or breakfast or anything. When you have that kind of a choice and that kind of time, all those challenges don't really seem to matter much more. But of course, a lot of people here today who are new or coming in and maybe, trying to find out more about the business, was it smooth sailing? Of course not. But when you remember why you're doing this, and that it all comes to a function of, whether or not you understand. For example, if when you say a not smooth sailing is when you let's say you get an objection or a rejection from somebody that is close to you, and you feel very bad, and you say, oh my God, I got rejected. My friend said I shouldn't be doing this. I think he's right. I shouldn't be doing this. And you feel down. And so I think the question you want to ask yourself is does that person know what he's talking about, in a sense? Have they gone through the process? Have they understand what New Skin is about? And like a thought process, right? And the answer, of course, they don't know. Then well, how can I listen to somebody who doesn't know what we're doing? So, and then ask yourself what I need to learn, and what are the skills I need to improve upon to get myself better, and build that confidence and belief up along the way. We had lots of downs, and they say that thank goodness it wasn't on the same day when we had to sit down, right? But I think that and another thing was important, that there's tomorrow. Even though today is bad, there's always tomorrow. And my philosophy sometimes asking somebody to look so far ahead is so tough. Oh, think about the future, but their problem is present. But I think if you just think about tomorrow and then imagine what tomorrow will bring, another appointment, another call or another invitation, that kind of pulls you along the next day and the next day and the next day. And then and later, at the blink of an eye, it's, you achieve your goal one day at a time, one day at a time.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we kind of handle certain things. Maybe different from her, but hope it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, it makes a lot of sense, of course. Yeah.
But sometimes that's the internal thing. The external thing is looking at your example. Janet, Joseph, Taichi, Carissa, Monita, and leaders like Pat, Margaret. Your examples pull us forward, because if you guys can do it, there's gonna be a way to do it too. So that's the hope to handle all those downs. So thank you for being that inspiration to us, to all of us. Thank you.
Don't know what to say, right?
Yeah.
Make us speechless. Doesn't happen too often.
And it's true. I mean, we're so honored to be invited, to be interviewed. It sometimes should be the other way. I should invite you to be interviewed. But a lot of things that, a lot of new people here today may realize that it is the examples of people before that tells you that what's possible. Because if this whole company had only one person successful, then I think, wait a few years before you join. But when this company has thousands of team elites and blue diamonds and MDCs, COEs, why not you? Why not you? Right?
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. What does a new distributor need to have in mind when they start New Skin?
Okay. So that was my question. So I think that a new distributor, number one, you want to know why you're doing this, the goals that you want to achieve. Kind of be clear about the things I want. For me, it was very clear that I wanted her to be a full-time mother, right, within 1 to 2 years, so that I can spend more time with family. So that was very clear what I wanted, and And I think learn and understand as much as possible, yeah? But don't be a professional student in Nu Skin. I think you learn the most as you are doing the business. And I think the great thing about Nu Skin business is there's so much to learn. Yes, you're never ending, you never stop learning. But I think that the doing part is the one that kind of gets you faster. And I think if I could give an advice to most new people is, have as many reviews and weekly sessions, coaching sessions with your upline as possible. That would be the fastest way to succeed, is to talk to your upline every day if you can, or meet them as frequent as possible, because you're gonna meet with questions, and then you can't wait a week until you talk to them. You gotta talk to them every day. An example of it is like EBD Angie, she was doing the one that's doing 44 blocks. When she started the business, she was like calling Casey and reviewing almost every day, 2-3 times a day, and she picked up things so fast, and she was able to overcome a lot of objections and challenges in her beginning, and that was one of the keys to her success. Of course, she was very coachable at the same time. So being coachable is very important, And I think another thing that's important is emptying the cup. I think that's what is important. Casey and I, we were professionals, engineers. We know many things, and all that kind of stuff. But as we came to Nu Skin, we knew zero in Nu Skin. So we were very empty. We just like a sponge. We wanted to learn as much as possible. I remember every time Joseph would come he would go fishing in Langkawi, stop by in Penang, and then I would go and visit him and have dinner, and we would stay up till 2-3 o'clock at night. I was working the next day, and sometimes I was still wearing my Motorola uniform, and I was so eager to learn as much as possible from him, listen, and I think that helped a lot in terms of mindset, preparation, what to expect, and if I can say that, if people say work hard, you can work hard talking to people, you can work hard, going for training, but working hard to meet the leaders, working hard to learn from them, that is another big part of working hard that that will help you along the way in this business. For example, these interviews are fantastic because you're able to learn learn the mindsets of all these COEs and leaders, and be able to take away from this and give you that kind of belief and confidence that despite any rejection, you can still do it. And I think that helped, meeting with Joseph, meeting with leaders, meeting with Pat and Margaret really, gave that confidence. So have a goal, be coachable, empty your cup, be hardworking, in not just doing the business, but absorbing and learning and the mindsets in this business, and persist, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Okay.
You want to add something to that, Casey?
No, what's the next question?
Oh, someone has a question.
No, I mean that.
I'll go over that later. Okay, yeah, we'll answer it
So
when we finish.
now, what would have happened if you did not have Nu Skin?
Oh, we will.
What would your life be like?
Yeah, we will probably be engineers and working 9 to 5, and it will be kind of boring, and we would never know what we have made.
Boring.
It's not that should be the way it is, for our life. And we will be proving that the formula, work hard, study hard, get a good husband, work even harder to move your career up, and retire at 65 is the normal way of life, and it is successful. We would never known if we took the road less traveled and what would have happened to us. Right. So I would not be, traveling around the world 6 months. We would have missed so many things, to be able to work with so many great leaders, great friends around the world, to build the business together and get people to see what is possible for them. Right? It would have been so different. It would have been so different. Yeah. We probably would not be able to have another 2 kids because I had the second one at 42 and the third baby at 44 years old. Thanks to New Skin product and the freedom that we have. Yeah.
You look so
I
young.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, yeah, like you said, if New Skin wasn't there, they may be a family of 3 instead of family of 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That could
Probably be
happen.
a bit rounder, maybe rounder.
I belong to that category, okay?
Yeah. He's that category, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that another way to look at that question would be, if we didn't join New Skin, we would probably be like the other 95% of the population who just go to work, come back, and have 2 weeks holiday and be satisfied with 2 weeks holiday in a year, be okay with using their their retirement fund, be okay with hoping that their kids are successful so that when they're old, their kids can take care of them, hoping that they get a VSS and that they get a big lump sum from the company voluntary separation, hoping and hoping good things, but also fearing that bad things won't happen, will be happening to them. Like, oh my God, will I have a job? Will the company move away? Will the trade war be okay? Will the COVID-19, will there be COVID 2021? I think if we didn't do New Skin, we would be like most people, fearing or hoping, but yet not doing anything. We'd always be like by default. Well, that's what everybody does, Well, that's what everybody does, then why complain? Everybody does that, then be happy with that. We would be forced to be satisfied with what 95% of the population would be satisfied with. And the scary thing about it is that we would never know. We would never know, It's just like fish in the water would never know what air is, until it's lifted out. And the feeling of not knowing, probably, now, we'd be so scared, but, like the 95% of the population would say, well, that's the way it is, why complain? But knowing what we know now today, it would be a nightmare if I, wake up one day and I realize, oh my God, I'm still working in Motorola. It would be a nightmare. It is that would be what it is, I mean, for most people who have no idea what New Skin is, they would live their life the way 95%, and it wouldn't be wrong. It wouldn't be wrong because that's how their parents live, that's how their friends live, that's how their bosses live, and that's the way it is, So
Yeah, that's the
scary. It's a nightmare.
norm. That's the problem, isn't it? That's the accepted norm. You work hard, save up your money and have a golden retirement.
Yeah, but right now, because of the COVID-19, that would be pretty scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, okay. You've been in New Skin how many years?
17
17.
years? 17 years.
Okay, what brought you the most satisfaction?
For me, it is to see people, to see people suddenly they have this light bulb lit up and say, hey, I'm able to do this. Hey, this is possible. And you change their path, and to see them, for me, the happiest thing is they tell us that they earn money actually, or they are able to spend time with the kids. There are so many of them because nowadays it's in social media, and almost every single day I hear the team posting about their dreams, what they want from this business, how they've achieved it, even a little bit of achievement, like they're able to go back to their hometown because of the time freedom they have, go back to the hometown and visit their parents more often than before, you know, and able to spend time with the kids. You know, all these little things add up to everyday happiness to me. It is such a satisfaction to see that, you know, to see things are working for them and to see them that they are realizing their potential.
What was the question?
What's the happiest thing?
Right, yeah. But, you know, I was thinking about this. I was just thinking about it, and I think one of the things is parents, and they don't have to worry, and that they initially they didn't understand, but now they understand and they realize the value that New Skin has given us, for them in a sense. Yeah, and I'm not, I don't want to make them sound that they're selfish, but my point is that they can see us be with them. You know, they can experience us living with them rather than going to work in the morning, come back at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whereas we're at the house, they see us every day, you know, wake up, have breakfast, you know, lunch and dinner together. And I think, and I of course I've never really asked my parents if they, you know, like that, but that's something that I'm very happy with, you know, and it would never have happened if I was in employment. It never would have happened if I was doing anything else. And so New Skin, you know, made me happy in a sense to be with our parents and even her parents as well, to have that time and flexibility to do whatever with them, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember one year you have your dad go to one of the TE trips, right?
Yes.
If I remember right.
Right.
2014.
2014? That was the Mediterranean cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys were there before, and then New Skin brought everybody back to the same place, if I remember right. I don't remember which place, but you know.
Yeah.
That's one of the TE trips I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good, very good. Yeah, well, I guess for us Asians, it's very important to take care of our parents. Hear that, our kids?
Send the YouTube to them.
It's a message to you guys. But anyway.
Actually,
Especially, you know, now my dad is 86 now, 86, 87. So he's not in the peak of his health. But, you know, so it makes even more sense that that we get to have the time. And Shami also has the same time to be able to do that as well. So that.
Yeah. But didn't you guys go back as a family back to China with your dad?
Yeah, we did. That was 2019 December.
Okay.
No.
That's not last year.
When? January.
Well, that would have never happened, right? Without New Skin.
Beijing.
Say that.
Oh, okay, Beijing.
Yeah, Beijing. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that would have happened, right? Like I said, without New Skin.
no.
I mean, if you're stuck with a job, okay, you have 2 weeks vacation. You
Yeah.
have to squeeze everything
Into the 2 weeks.
into those 2 weeks.
Right.
You know, sometimes companies may not even want you to take 2 weeks off. How about 1 week in the summer and another week in the winter?
We did almost a stretch of about 6 months. About a stretch of 6 months traveling. You know, a month in New Zealand, a month in Europe. You know, 2-3 weeks here, 2-3 weeks there in Japan and Beijing. So that was, and then we went to Malawi as well. So that was exciting, Malawi.
Oh yeah. How was that experience?
Oh, it was a dream come true. I mean, you guys been there too, you know, and to spend like a week with Steve and, you know, see the whole place. It was you know, we say that we donate and we you know, we do it and we believe that we're doing it, but when you get there and you're actually physically feeding and you're serving the kids and you're, you know, giving the meal pack, the vital meals to the kids, it's you know, you know, I know what to say, you know.
it is not just what we say, but what it is being done. And it's very amazing that New Skin could do it for the last 12 years. Was it 12 years? I mean, to do a charity for such a long time, and things are so established there. I mean, the system of how we run the charity is so established there. Going from, you know, getting the donation, getting the vitamins in, produce it in a factory in Malawi itself, and the distribution center, the way that it is being distributed to the kids through a little coupon system and all that, and how it is we are feeding the children at the same time, giving them education so that it can break the vicious cycle. So the whole thing, you know, and the agricultural school so that people can have better crops. So the whole thing, it's amazing, you know. So we really feel that doing this business is not just about doing this business, but it is way much more than that. And we are able to share with our own experience to our business partners and friends who have done the donation that is bigger than what we have previously stumbled into or previously brought ourselves into. You know, to us, it is something that we can bring to our team of partners, because people trust us. They come into the business. We really appreciate that, and we want to give it back to them by having them feel that this business really, you know, it is not theory, but it is something that's doable. The returns may or may not be, you know, be fast. It may not be just about the income, but it is at the end of the day, it's not about money, but it is something bigger than money, and even bigger than ourselves. So this business, to me, it's really meaningful. You know, it's beyond what we have originally thought of 17 years ago. I mean, back then we just wanted to start this business to earn $2,000 US. That was my salary back then, so that I could quit my job, remember, so that I don't have to be a housewife and get pocket money from him. So our goal was just $2,000 US a month, and it ended up to be way much bigger than that, you know, monetarily, and, you know, personal improvement and the fulfillment, you know, that we can have for ourselves and also for other people.
It just gives a true meaning to helping others, right? You're not only helping people within New Skin, you're helping people outside of New Skin, in another continent for that matter. Now, along those lines, you guys are honorary board members of the Southeast Asia Southeast Asia Heart Fund. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so we are all the distributor teams, they are able to volunteer 1% of their commission to be contributed to a fund. We call it Southeast Asia Children Heart Fund. In this region in Southeast Asia, there are a lot of children that have congenital heart disease, hole in the heart. So some of them, they have to wait for months to get medical assistance and all that. So we're able to pull together money and able to donate, work together with, in collaboration with hospitals. Like in Malaysia, it is the Institute, the Heart Institute of Malaysia. So we work together with a hospital, and we're able to get the children to do this surgery faster because we have funds available for them. So we've been doing it for many years, and we have saved 1,000 plus.
We have totally Southeast Asia, about more than 12,000 children have been saved.
Wow.
So,
1,000 plus per year.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's different countries where they have different amount of people who go for the operations. But this hole in the heart happens to more in, you know, poorer countries, and the operation costs are, you know, some are high. So we basically fund the operation cost to save these kids. We've been to many hospitals and visited the kids, and some of the kids who have already healed, you know, they've been operations, so they're back normal, healthy kids now.
Wow.
And it's really cool to see that, you know, they have a future, they have a life, they have, and, you know, some of them want to be teachers, some of them want to be doctors, some want to be policemen, and so so, you know, so everybody they can donate, it's voluntary to donate 1% of their commission every month to this fund. So the point is, of course, if you have a bigger commission, you definitely have a bigger percentage, isn't it? 1% is a lot. So the more successful you are, the more children you will save. and that just really makes our business satisfying, and knowing that you're saving lives at the same time. So
it's really amazing that to me we help our leaders to be successful. We help them to be EBD, to be PDs, or we set a big goal for the leaders. But actually, when we help one person to meet their goals, we're actually helping many of the team members to meet their goals and to have a bigger income as well. And when this group of people have a bigger income, their 1% contribution to the Southeast Asia Children Heart Fund is naturally bigger. So it's so amazing that you focus on one person and make them really, really successful, and you are actually helping so many. So it's like multiplying our effort. Helping one person, it doesn't take a lot of time, right, compared to helping many people. But through this little effort we have, or the experience that we can share, we are able to help so many people, be it in the New Skin distributor force or even outside of it.
So another way to look at this is that if you are a person who, a lot of people here today, if you're a person who want to help people, and you want to, and not just help people, you want to maybe save lives or make a bigger difference in people, it's hard to do it alone because your resources are limited, your time is limited. But when you use this New Skin platform and you are bringing people into the business, and you are, teaching them Force for Good, this culture, you're multiplying yourself thousands of times, and you can help more people that way instead of just one person alone. And I think that's just the power of network marketing, the power of this model allows us to help more people than me. Both of us working in Motorola, donating $100 a month. Yeah.
Wow, absolutely.
I guess within New Skin, you can see the results of your donations, right? You can see the results in Malawi, and also see the results in the hospitals. That's a lot more satisfying than okay, here's $100. Go away, don't bother me. I did my donation. Okay. Well, we're almost coming to the close of the interview. Yeah, over an hour, guys.
Yeah.
She talks too much.
We can go on.
Any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom
for newcomers.
Words of wisdom,
newcomers. For I know that there are a lot of professionals trying to join this business. I feel that there are a lot of good people out there, and good people with a good heart. No matter what they do, they will always be successful because they are good people. But the question is, will what they choose that they become successful with give them the choices or multiply their goodness and give them what they want in the long term? Okay, so New Skin is a platform that can multiply their goodness and give them what they want for long term, because we're talking about a very stable company with vision, with technology. It's actually a game changer. And apart from that, the cultural part, the heart part, and all that. So it is so wholesome. I'm very glad that New Skin are willing, such a good person is in this business. If he's to do a traditional business, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he such a nice guy, that he will be successful in other things as well, but it may not be able to give him the things that we can have through New Skin. Okay, and sometimes we always question, would we be successful in this business or not? We actually ask ourselves. And to Willing, I remember years ago he said that we will be successful because he has never failed in anything. I mean, it's such a naive thing, right? It's really naive. Back in we're talking about 17 years ago. He never failed in anything. He got to school, he got to go to school and all that. So why not? So it's just a very naive, innocent mindset. Why not? It is so simple. But to me, I a little bit skeptical, even though I'm a lower, not a big risk taker. But I know that this business, it can be successful because all you need is to have it. Back then, 12 people join you in a business. 12. Not hundreds, not thousands. In Malaysia, there are a lot of direct selling company where they do big conventions in stadium, stadium like a concert kind of convention. And wow, there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of people and all that, all the rah-rah and all that. But so I used to think that in a new skin, you need to have a lot of people to be successful. But then when we look back, we realize that no, in this 5%, 6 level kind of business model, back then we only need 12. And today with Velocity Plan, we only need 6, right? So are we able to find 6 committed good people to join us in our business? The answer is yes. Even if for a person who's not having a lot of social network, it might take us a longer time, but we can do it. So if we can do it, would another person, our downlines, able to do it or not? And the answer is yes, because they just need to have 4 to 5 or maximum 6 to be an EBD to max it out. So if everybody can find 4 to 5 or even 6 business partners to do it, then what they have promised or presented in the business plan, the big income and all that, it will work, right? So to us is as long as you don't stop, as long as you don't give up, then you will be successful. It's like you will definitely be successful, right? As long as you don't give up, because there will be a lot of people who are looking for this business opportunity. So even a good friend, doesn't want to join me in the business, I'm okay, because there'll be another person who wants to join, because we're just looking for 4 to 5 or 6. Yeah.
I think, people would say, that, oh, I got to work hard, in this business, or you got to work very hard in this business, and I say to them, well, you work very hard also. You go to work every day, right? And you go to work every day, you come back and the traffic, you don't do that for 3 to 5 years. You do that until you're 60, right? So the thing is, if I was in Motorola and if I progressed in Motorola and worked hard and, I probably would be, maybe a director or, level, I hope. But when I retire, all that I've created in that 30, 40 years of working, and having a title of a director or senior director, I cannot give that to my children. I can't say, hey, Jay, here's my title, right? And, but in New Skin, you work 3 to 5 years or maybe 10 years in this business. You build your organization, and you leave a legacy for the next generation. So why not work hard in this platform? Because it's worth it. It's worth it. And we already work hard anyway in both ways. One is you work hard until you're 60, and the other one is work hard for 10 years, but then you can leave a legacy. And so that's my question to those new people today. Why not, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's precisely the point. For you, for example, you used to work for Motorola. If you work there, whatever you have done, what you have contributed would stay with the company when you leave.
Right.
Here, whatever you build stays with you too, isn't it? Right? Will stay with you guys.
Right.
That's the difference that most people don't think about.
Right.
Right? When you walk out of Motorola, well, give me back your employee card. All right? Everything you leave behind, that belongs to the company. Sorry, guys. Okay?
Right.
Here, everything what you have built is yours.
Right.
Not just yours, it's for your kids and their kids.
Yes.
That's something that most people don't think about.
Right.
But anyway, okay.
I think there's a lot of questions. Hold on a second.
Oh, they got questions?
From Fernandez. What was your daily routine when you were starting? That's the first question. Wow.
Okay. I think a lot of people like to ask that question. What's your daily routine? I must tell you that it doesn't apply because, when we started, there was no WhatsApp, WeChat, social media, Facebook, none of those things. So whatever we did long time ago, you probably wouldn't do now, and you can't do now because, we're in lockdown. So what we used to do is we'd call people and we would want to invite ourselves to their house or to meet them to do a demo, right? Demo. And And that was our daily routine, is to call people, meet to do demo, and and just keep doing that. And then of course go for BOMs and presentations and things like that. That was how it, but I think now it's a bit different. You use social media, you can meet through Zoom, and you don't do full demos anymore. You probably do a Lumi Spa, or you measure them. But I think if I were to give them some advice as to what you want to do on a daily basis, I think you want to focus on your the people that you want to bring into the business. Focus on leaders that you want to bring in, and invite those leaders into your business, and make that a daily routine. Make inviting leaders to see your business a daily routine. Finding a way to have them see your post, have them engage with you on social media, making sure that what you are posting is what they're seeing, is what you want to do on a daily basis, especially in this world of social media right now, right? And looking for leaders and making a daily routine to talk to leaders, put that as priority if you want to succeed in this business fast. Okay.
I think actually you answered the second question too, with what you just said. What is the essence of multi-level marketing? Some people have misgiving about this, and I want to be prepared.
People may have misconception about this business, right? Negative things. So what do you think?
I think multi-level marketing is a way where we share something, and the efforts is being duplicated and multiplied. In Malaysia, there are a lot of direct selling companies where they sell product directly to the consumer. So people get a certain commission out of that. But these are just level 1. But multi-level means you are able to sell the products to a certain person directly, and that person can also become a distributor. So in a way, it is like you are a franchise owner, and you are able to help people or get people to come into the business and become your franchisee. But at the same time, this franchisee can also become franchisor. So they're able to open more franchisees, and these franchisees in your level 2 or level 3 can be franchisors, because everybody is a franchisee and franchisor. So in the end, you don't just get level 1 of overriding, just like a franchisee-franchisor relationship or direct selling relationship, but you get a certain percentage of all this, adding up together. And because the nature of how, from one level to another, the number actually tend to multiply, it tend to grow exponentially. And anything that is thrown into an exponential system, it will become very big. You can put in, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and the number become really big. You can put in 5, 5, 5, 5, things will become very big. So because the number is big, if you put money in, the money also will become, big after you multiply, a few times, 5 or 6 times, or even, or even 2, 3 times, it becomes very big. And because money becomes big, people tend to be greedy, right? So a lot of business people, they thought, I have business mind, I'm very business minded. I want to use this exponential growth kind of model to grow my money. So they will come up with all kinds of schemes and businesses, and they call that multi-level marketing business. So in Malaysia, we are so well known with all kinds of direct selling companies. We have people sell mattresses, cafes, essential oils, aromatherapies, and all that, which sometimes we know that they are just scheme. It's not really having a lot of big business vision, but they put in all this, and they grow, multiply and all that, and they become big money. So exponential growth is exciting, but if it doesn't meet with a company with a good product, a company that is built to last, it will fail, right? Because any businesses, it needs to have a certain ingredient to be successful. So it leaves a lot of bad taste in people's mouth that multi-level marketing is a scam, it doesn't work and all that, right? Because a lot of people are greedy, and they want to use this business model to either be the owner of the business or take part in that scheme, right? So it takes us to share with people truly what multi-level marketing business is and what this company is all about. To me, this business is just another business. I mean, you can have my dad was doing furniture business. You know, he has a factory that makes furniture. So it is a business. This business is also another business. But this business is so smart because it is a multi-level marketing business. I do not need to, hire employee, having rental, operational costs. I don't even have to think about supply and research and all that. Okay, so that is the essence of multi-level marketing. Where we're able to grow the business, the franchise, exponentially. But for New Skin's case, it comes from a company that is totally reliable, and we need to pass this message around.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah,
Very
that's
good.
a good one. That's a good.
I mean, New Skin's got a good line of products, and a company's been around for 30 some years, so it's not one of these fly-by-night outfits.
Yeah.
Okay, the fourth question. During your journey to success, what is the most important lesson you can impart all those aspiring to follow your footsteps?
Short answer, long answer.
my short answer, because time is running out. My short answer will be do what we can do, what we can control. We do it very well, right? There are certain things we can control. We can do our best in sharing with people what is it all about. We can do our best in following up with people, but we cannot control if they accept it or not, right? We cannot control how they feel, what they think. So do what we can control excellently, but leave what we cannot control to time, because time will tell, right? So we don't have to be emotional about the results, as long as we know that we have done our best with what we are able to do. Yeah.
Excellent answer. Very
Excellent.
good.
That's good. That's a good one.
Okay, what's that
The
last
last one.
question?
What can you advise for partners who already know what to do, the system, the tools, but are still paralyzed with fear in inviting people?
Okay. Well, fear is definitely it paralyzes, and I'm like you too. I'm afraid as well. I'm of a personality that is very, very affected by how people see me, what people say about me, and if people reject me. So, but the few ways, there's not one way to handle fear. There's many ways to look at fear, and so sometimes, how big is your goal? If you have a very small goal, even a cockroach would scare you, isn't it? Right? But if you have a huge goal, a huge goal, and one that is included in it is your children, your wife, your family, your kids, your parents, and you realize that their lives are the quality of their lives is based on what you do and the actions that you take. Then you would do it, right? Despite you're afraid. Yeah. But sometimes you want to understand what is it that you're really afraid of, and if you're afraid of inviting people, so what are you afraid of? And most likely the worst they would say is, no, isn't it? The worst they would say is no. And so be it. No, that's it. You're not gonna die when they say no. But if you know a bit more about the person, and you know a bit more about their personality, which I teach my team a lot. And if you know a bit about their personality, you probably can invite more effectively, and you will have less occurrence of no's, right? So you won't be so fearful, right? So you have to learn some skills on that to improve. So that's the thing. You either have a big goal, or you learn a skill how to overcome those fears, and after a while, you know, if you're fearful of inviting, after a while, the thing that you're most afraid about, it doesn't really happen at all. You know, 95% of it doesn't even happen. Most of it happens in your brain. I know that's what people say and what books say, but it is really true, you know. But let me tell you this, given the situation that we're in now, COVID-19, lockdowns everywhere in the world, it's not just at Malaysia, it's all over the world. Given that the situation that people are feeling uncertain about the future, even if they go to work, it's still uncertain. Even if we didn't have COVID-19, people's lives are still uncertain, right? So with COVID-19 and this increased sensitivity to uncertainty and risk in the future, you don't really have to be afraid about them saying no to you. In fact, they are more fearful than you are, right? And when you call them, you're giving them a lifeline. You're giving them a hope. You're giving them a chance, especially now. So instead of thinking about what they will reject you, think about what good you're giving people, what opportunities you're giving people. And don't worry about them saying yes or no, because, you know, I said no, she said no, all of us said no, but look at us now, we're here. So in time, you know, when they understand and you're persistent enough to follow up with them over the years, one day they'll say, okay, I'll come to the BOM. Okay, I'll come and take a look at it. You know, because two things will happen in their lives. If you're afraid that people will say no, I'll tell you what happens. Two things will happen in their lives. One is their situation will change because they may be laid off or something, or their needs will change. They may have a kid and they start to realize one of the parents needs to be a full-time. So either their situation will change or their needs will change. And this is guaranteed to happen. And when that happens, you better be still in your skin. Because they're gonna be wanting to call you then, you know. Yeah. So don't be afraid, right? Yep. After all, you know, we're in such good company, we're in such great leadership we have here today, and we have the best, the number one at-home beauty system company in the world. So, and we have Boost coming up, and I'm not
gives us courage.
Yeah, I'm not here to celebrate COVID-19, but you know, it has really, you know, helped a lot of people see things clearly, you know.
Yes. Change their viewpoint. That's
yeah.
good.
So no fear.
I have a very short answer for that because I just experienced that and I understand what you mean. I feel that fear is a relative thing. In Chinese culture, people are afraid of ghosts, but in Western culture, people celebrate Halloween. They dress up as, you know, all those ghosts and all that, right? So just yesterday, I was so surprised that my son says that, when are we going to celebrate Halloween in Malaysia, which is not a normal custom? And I asked him, what do you want to dress up? And he said, I want to be a vampire. Then I said, aren't you scared of vampire? And he said, no, you know, blah, 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 and all that. So to me, I was so surprised. So it is a relative thing, you know, you either, you know, you because a lot of people make fun of it, so it is not scary anymore. So if we have partners who are fearful of inviting, then we ourselves as leader or upline, we need to show up to be courageous. And we can like a COVID virus, we can infect another person to be courageous. May not be that particular downline that we are trying to influence, but we influence this particular another person, and another person influence another person and another person. So you will have a big percentage of people who are not afraid of inviting anymore, and that itself will affect this particular person who you want to help, right? So as a leader, we become the first person to raise our bar, step up and be courageous. And you might have to hold the flag, you hold it. You know, when we were declared to lockdown, I was very scared. I was so afraid, you know, what will happen to our business and all that. But we decided to pretend to be fearless and just hold the flag and then just say that everything will be okay, you know, we have all the things and all that laid out for us, don't worry and all that. So be the first one to show fearless, and it will affect everybody, and you make the whole team fearless as well.
Yeah, very good.
Wow, I like that. I like that. Very nice.
Very
nice.
Good.
Yeah.
And Casey, didn't you say you were introvert?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
He's the one who talked the most.
You gave a new definition to the name introvert.
Well,
I still don't talk a lot.
that's the beauty of New Skin.
We're a
I
good
mean,
team.
you develop yourself personally, you know, along the way, and I think
Yes.
you become more versatile. You don't change necessarily. You just become a better version of yourself. I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Found that out.
Anybody can be successful. Anybody can be successful.
Anybody.
in this.
Anybody
Yeah.
can do this.
Okay.
We've
Well-
seen so many examples.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, we're having a good time. However, this thing's been an hour and a half, guys.
I know. Yeah,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Well, we have unlimited time, but we gotta prepare for our visit to the doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So,
yes.
So we want to thank you both for joining us this morning. Okay, you brought in some very good points, very good ideas, and very good lessons.
Mhm.
And I hope everybody would listen up. Okay, follow your example and go forward with this business.
Yes.
All right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you for
good.
inviting us. We're so honored.
All right. Thank you.
We're
Stay
gonna stop-
safe,
we're gonna stop
everyone.
Let me stop the
recording.
recording.
Hold
Let
on,
me stop the
we're gonna
recording.
stop the recording first.